Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. The Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, has accused the royal family of raising concerns about how dark their son's skin might be and pushing her to the brink of suicide in a highly controversial interview.
I just didn't want to be alive anymore. And that was a very clear and real and frightening constant thought.
Sitting down with Oprah Winfrey, she described herself as a sort of prisoner in Kensington Palace, as her efforts to seek medical help were rebuffed by palace officials who were worried about the impact on the monarchy. Meghan claimed members of the royal family went to extraordinary lengths to deny her son Archie a royal title, and that they had refused to provide him with security.
I've never blindsided my grandmother.
Harry also spoke, explaining that they had to step back from royal duties because of a lack of understanding and because he was worried about history repeating itself.
Then you add race in, and you add social media in. And when I'm talking about history repeating itself, I'm talking about my mother. I think she would feel very angry with how this has panned out and very sad. But ultimately, all she'd ever want is for us to be happy.
2 protesters have been killed by gunshot wounds to the head as Myanmar's biggest trade unions have begun a nationwide strike in the latest anti-coup protests. Videos have emerged of police storming into a university in Mandalay, arresting teachers and even beating a medical student lying on the ground. Protesters can be seen escaping as police forces have been firing stun grenades and tear gas to break up demonstrations in Yangon. At least 50 people have been killed by police and the military since the demonstrations began. Thousands of women have joined protests by farmers on the outskirts of Delhi to mark International Women's Day. They have demanded the scrapping of new laws that open up agriculture produce markets to private buyers. Since December, many farmers have camped at 3 sites on the outskirts of the Indian capital to oppose the biggest farm reforms in decades, which Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government says are necessary to modernise agriculture. Protesters have blocked roads with burning tyres all over Lebanon for the 7th consecutive day. Demonstrators have been blocking roads daily since the collapse of the Lebanese pound, as they are demanding an end to the economic crisis that has prevailed for more than a year and a half of political paralysis. Tens of thousands of jobs have been lost in the crisis, bank accounts have been frozen, and many have started to go hungry. Senegal is bracing for mass protests as detained opposition leader Ousmane Sonko is due to appear in court. Mr. Sonko is set to face questions about a rape charge which he says is politically motivated. The arrest has sparked days of unrest, leading to the worst violence for years in the country. 5 people, including a schoolboy, have been killed in consecutive days of clashes. Opposition supporters have set fire to cars, looted shops and hurled stones at police during the anti-government protests. Pope Francis has completed his historic tour of Iraq, departing the capital Baghdad after visiting conflict-torn cities. During the Pope's trip, the first ever papal visit to Iraq, he toured 4 cities, including Mosul, the former ISIL stronghold, where vast areas still lie in ruins. In his addresses, he delivered messages of peaceful coexistence. At the end of the Mass, in the last official event of his visit, Francis told the crowd, "Iraq will always remain with me in my heart." And finally, Russian health enthusiasts have participated in a 4-stage winter sporting event that includes bikini jogging, skiing and ice swimming. Known as a cryathon, participants braved sub-zero temperatures in swimsuits and shorts, while many of them are also shirtless. They dashed through a Moscow park, cheering up passers-by as they rushed from one physical exercise to another. According to widespread beliefs in Russia, ice swimming and enduring cold during physical exercise are considered among the best ways to keep fit and healthy. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.